Hello everyone, namaste. Today we will talk about breath called prana and abstract form of energy, shakti. These two terminology we will talk about. This picture I put here, I really like it. It represents inside and outside. So let's get into it. Actually, breathing, the bond is binding us together. So this image actually represent that a little bit, the separation of inside and outside, because each of us has a self in our individuality. Everyone is a singular individual well-being. So while distinguishing between the self and the world, we will talk about with the text, the ancient text also, and we will talk about the current philosophical phenomenon called breathing, the breathe. So the fact is saying none of us separated as a singular in this universe. That's why we call it binding. We give yoga to that tie as a word. So for this reason, a very fundamental part of yoga, which is almost the unity of the breathing exchange, the breathing exchange, the concept that most clearly shows the oneness and uniqueness of the inside and outside. That's why the image sounds so good to start with. In this video also, I will narrate some stories. When we say prana, I'm not saying, I'm saying something else. Saying much more than that. It's not only breathing. So let me continue like this. Just a second. Yes. So prana, I will narrate some stories about prana. In this text, we will try to analyze a little bit about the discover what is prana, and with this story also, I get from the Chandogya Upanishad. It's the underline, its pioneering, and how great its important will be from this Upanishad. Hatha yoga as a circle of another yoga actually, and Upanishads also. We can consider as another philosophical basic text of yoga for that. A very full, very deep meaning, deep wisdom from hundreds of years ago. This text till now, we can reach, we can benefit from that. So there's a story take place there actually. It's very good to narrate actually in terms of transmission. So in this story, actually the senses of the body argue, and the reason is they are asking which one of us more important, and they start debating. It doesn't yield any result actually. So while they are fighting, they think that we can go and ask Prajapati, the universe itself. Actually, you can refer as as a person if you want to attribute. You can say the person who waves the fabric of universe, the creation of the universe, the architect of it. So they call him, and he says, put it in a test, like test it, and you can learn your order of importance in this way. So they do the same. So first I goes, and he says, how was everything when I left? They say, we were like blind, everything was blind and dark while you gone. As you can understand here, the other senses start living one by one. The ear goes and asks, how was it? And they say, we didn't hear any sound. Everything was like we were like a deaf person, like we didn't hear any sound, any vibration even as we are talking prana. So nose goes and he asks, how was everything while I gone? They say, we didn't smell anything. Taste goes and They say, it was tasteless without you. Mind goes and he asks, how was everything while I gone? They say, we were like asleep. Uh, everything was empty. Then when time comes to prana and they realize, they stop him, they actually rebel, stop, while prana is attempt to go. They say, if you go, we know that the function of us will not work. We will not continue without you. Everything will collapse. So that is a good story. We are understanding here the importance of prana. I will switch another one. These stories we will talk about and get a deeper meaning of the prana and energy. So let me continue with another one. So in here, it's another Chandogya Upanishad text, actually verses of it. Here, so it says that just as the gears of the wheel are attached to hub of wheel, so life attached by the breath like this, that life hidden in this breath is both one's father, mother, brother, sister, teacher, and that absolute and divine itself. It's divine itself. Whoever knows and understands this, that person becomes a real orator who carries out the truth and wisdom with his words. These texts are very good for narrating actually, and I will try to narrate more stories, I hope. So this is saying here breathe is not used for breathe. The word prana is mentioned as life energy here. How the wheel will function if breath is not there. So it gives life to a living creature in such similarity. It says, the life is hidden in the breath, is both one's mother, father, sister, teacher. That means everything. And as you can see here, and the Brahman itself, actually, breath is the divine itself. This is also very assertive sentence. Such deep description of it, and there is direct sense that the breath is divine itself. Prana Brahman. We are gonna give these Sanskrit technical words, of course, little. Then why they say this rather than just a beautiful, a fancy word? There is actually a cosmological underneath rather than philosophy and literature. There is a cosmic knowledge on it. So there's also a story about creation of the universe. We'll talk a little bit about that. So Brahman is the most inclusive in this word here. It's a principle that can be fixed behind everything, that cannot enter into any name or shape, any form. If you want to give it another name, we can say divine or God, anything you can give here. That's why we can think of it as inclusive, whom can cover everything in this universe. Okay. So these are the old texts actually, old illustrations represent the prana energy. Prana is two words. What is prana? Prana, first of all, pre words. In English, pre, that means first, right? Pra, the same in Sanskrit, it's pre, pra, first vibration. Na means trembling, like the first energy, vibration, action, first action. So pra and na can be first action, first movement, first energy, that first vibration of itself. So here actually physics is also saying as Big Bang, the first vibration, first explode, first action which is taken in the universe. Prana represent that. In the prana, this energy, the first moment which cover us all, an entire universe in our body. It gets the shape of breath, actually. So I will try to elaborate more here. And so if there's a moment in this universe, cosmic unity, cosmic knowledge, cosmic momentum, cosmic energy, everything, the first cosmic moment, it's called prana. Prana is this much vital, this much what it shows in our body as a breathing, as a breath, you can say. So it means also moment. In physics also, as I said, it means Big Bang. Physics is saying that, I'm not saying. In fact, when the first movement is energy, which manifests itself as vibration, behind the matter is more concentrate, coarser, and everything is pure vibration. So physics also saying this. That is the first vibration in abstractness and the whole vibration that manifests itself in the rest. I will try to elaborate slowly. Another story in mythology, actually, prana in yoga mythology. It is said that Vishnu, as you can see here, Vishnu is the force of existence. It's the force of that encompasses all creation and existence. Let's say that this universe is before it wakes up. Sometimes it sleeps, sometimes it wakes up. So waking up means actually represent the creation of the universe. Sleeping means in a place, in a stable place where the universe is awaiting, as you can say before Big Bang, it's awaiting there in a potential situation, potential state actually. That's an endless ocean, as you can see here. Pramatman, that's an endless ocean. Actually, like lying on a bed and sleeping. Then he wakes up for a while. The name of the endless ocean, he sleeps, is Ananta Samudra, which I wrote here, which means infinite ocean in Sanskrit. An endless ocean of the field of vibration. This is in itself a kind of pure Big Bang, before the Big Bang situation here. It's hard to describe, but there is no single wave. It's in a potential situation. It's waiting as a potential. No single vibration, no single wave. You can say cosmos. So in here, the Vishnu is mythologically explained here. It's staying in a, sometimes it wakes up, sometimes sleep. Ananta Samudra, which the ocean he is sleeping. Endless cosmos, you can think. But before there is no vibration, that state Pramatman, it's called. Of course, the Big Bang doesn't arise out of nothing. In a way, that vibration is a different inactivity before the movement. But this movement contains great potential hidden with this movement. That's called here. Physics already saying that the same thing. Where there is no single wave, Sanskrit is saying to that the highest potential that gives birth to everything from within, highest self or little Paramatma or Brahman after that potential, you can say. The first vibration is called here prana, and thus in the cosmos or energy, it actually manifests itself as work. This is how energy is defined in physics, the ability to do work in per hour or per unit time. The cosmos, the universe itself, in a singular body, in English we can say celestial, heavenly bodies and all. So there can be different type of body also. A moon is a different, or cosmic star, or some small worm. a turtle, a human body, each of which is actually a closed system on its own. That's why here it's referred like this. This is a sub-dimension of the same vibration in which it manifests itself, but then life as a process. For this reason, energy as the abstract concept behind it and its manifestation in a singular body, as it does all of us, like star does, right? So energy in the sun, in the stars, in the entire Milky Way, in the cosmos, the energy in the entire universe. Therefore, in this sense, prana actually means vibration. Life is a result of vibration. It is a sequence of creation according to yoga philosophy. Paramatma potential, pure, see, waveless ocean, the first vibration that stands and wakes up from there. And when it wakes up, it's like a Big Bang, or another name like a little golden egg. Because of that intense energy, our mind usually symbolizes it will be yellow, hot, Hiranyagarbha, golden fatal egg, a tiny dot, that pure energy. So here, as you can see, this is representing, this picture representing in that waveless ocean. The creation of the universe takes place in astrophysics also, in such gradual way by crowding up with a single hydrogen, then helium, then other atoms. We are all stardust, as I said. After all, by the air we breathe, by the, for example, iron in our body, right? So all we have these things from stars, from the same cosmos. Tattva, in fact, basic elements, five pancha tattva, if I'm not wrong. Basic elements, the process of energy from its abstract to embodied state can be considered as gas, liquid, solid, liquid, light, everything being body in this universe, everything this cosmos, everything you see in this world. And there's a concept, Shakti. Prana and Shakti means energy. Shakti is also the ability to do something in per unit hour, but not to do only, but to be able to do it. Let's say you can play a violin, but you are not playing right now, but you have ability to do it. If I have mind, if I have energy, if I can play those strings, I have that Shakti within me, that energy. So playing is different from having the ability to play. In this sense, that's why skill, it is named in abstract, skill abstract. But if you show it as a verb, then that is life, that is intangible energy, is hidden behind life, is prana in this sense, which is hidden all over the place. Their manifestation in physical body is a very similar. In fact, they are the same concept and a singularity, a concept about a body, a life attributing itself as alive because of the appearance in life. We are appearing in this life. We are reflecting our life through our body. That's why we call ourselves living being. So, which you can say here, it's a light, it's Jivatman, a singular body, a singular living entity. It's actually show on itself, it is a light, in a way reflects the vitality on it, as I said. The absolute potential we are talking about above, potentially standing over the waveless ocean. If a reflection is light, it will actually show itself in exploding, just as sun does, how sun is working as a function. It's blasting from inside and giving the light. Shakti or prana, therefore, this goes deeper, metaphysical, philosophical, which is what yoga is aiming at. In the yoga practice, somewhere in this text, it is said that the rays are where you see the sun. but the essence of the sun is actually hidden in the rays. So that rays which you're seeing is coming from the sun. So it is carrying its own essence, the energy of it. Therefore, when you touch prana, you discover this life energy that you have actually, you were not aware maybe. You gain the ability to see the essence and foundation of this life. The big sentence here actually, the eyes or the reflection of the cosmos, the eyes of the cosmos. Prana, that is the itself of Brahma. Going to such metaphysical places from such a relation, but the eyes of cosmos is prana. Essential, vital. As you can see in this picture of the sun, in fact, here, everything inside is connected to each other. Even if the first picture I showed earlier, it connects with everything. Actually, the more basic thing is kind of shell that seems to be connected already on the outside. Everything is inside, outside here. In here, the other names of prana. So prana is various names. In this sense, prana, what we call life here, beyond the name and form, which is common. Every living thing is life in unity, pure energy, life energy. For example, you can see here Adya Shakti. Adya means first energy. Adya, first manifest vibration prana. Is hidden in this word actually. For example, Om. Om sound is another name of prana also. So actually it represents the vibration. You have to exhale to say Om. So how your breathe vibration sounds is connected to each other. Just realize if there's a concept of energy connected to each other, and when we look deeper and holistically like this, the first unit energy is golden seed, other name Hiranyagarbha. I also try to write here the famous Gayatri mantra Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo. It goes like this. So this is Bhargo, Bhargo, Savitur. These two words. Savitur is the brightest one. That Bhargo is the life of the brightest one. So in fact, it's again related to prana, which is divine behind it. This concept has its content in this mantra also. I wrote because it's very popular. So that Savitur is the brightest one. And Bhargo is the light of that brightest one. So this much deep meaning here. As you can see, I also told you that Big Bang theory is physics also saying this. Big Bang, you can see how Einstein just put it on science. These things were knowing from million years ago. The physics law with the Big Bang explosion and Einstein of this theory, actually what you call matter is pure energy, which is proven by Einstein. Mass disappears as you approach the speed of light, right? You can never approach the speed of light anyway. Let's say you have approached the speed of light, then you become timeless, spaceless, because light has no mass. There is no mass in this. So in this sense, most closest one which can approach the speed of light in form of mass is prana. Only you can reach with prana, energy. And the singular form in abstract is Shakti. So Shakti here, singular form, and how you approach the light, speed of light. Only prana. So what do these concepts mean if we hear them? And I wanted to explain it a little like this because each of us manifesting in our life, appearing Shakti, each of us stardust, each of us energy, vibration, and everything is here and formalized. But these are also knowing by million years ago, before this theory proven. So that's why as soon as our breathing stops, there is no life because the togetherness is over. The system is completely closed. It falls apart, goes back to where it comes from. So here also says, everything comes and goes from prana in this world. This is also a very famous old Upanishad, Katha Upanishad. So everything comes and goes from prana in this world. There is nowhere that prana is not there. Everything comes from prana, goes from prana. So in this, no. So this is also another Upanishad, Priyadaranka Upanishad. I'm not good at pronouncing, but so this is saying also, whoever knows the oldest and highest inclusive becomes himself the oldest and highest. The breed, it's of course the oldest. Here the you can say it as prana, breed. It's the oldest and the supreme all inclusive. So this Upanishad is referring as the all inclusive prana. This only small words covering everything. So he who knows this becomes the oldest and highest inclusive. This much important. That is why, I mean, the essence is the first thing that has existed since the beginning of everything, and that includes everything. We will say electricity to explain easily. While describing energy, there is something invisible that you know as the basic common electrical energy available from all devices. It's not possible to see electricity, so it's abstract. You cannot see it. It wasn't seen, so it's Shakti on its own. And there is no place where electricity is not exist. It is in everywhere. Electron exchange between atoms, etc. I mean, it's everywhere. But when it manifests itself through a certain physics, let's say matter, each work function, the energy hidden behind it show itself. Kettle, vacuum cleaner, washing machine, like in this similarity, it's actually concept of prana. Here you can see. So you cannot see electricity, but when you see that, you cannot see it, but you can see only in a form of prana. So electricity in this form actually, it's a potential Shakti, potential energy. And when it shows itself in the name of electricity here, is Shakti abstractly also. So everything is actually the same electricity, same energy, same everything. But even though it looks like it belongs to me, it actually doesn't belong to me. So trying to say again that the first picture, I put it there, your breed is not only your breed. Only breeds are there. Only everyone breeds are there. Prana there. Only life is there. And you just reflect this life through this body. Simple is that. Like the word Bhargo reflects the light of sun. When it reflects the someone is like a vacuum cleaner, someone is like a kettle, but what is common there is only one energy in the nameless, formless, universal energy. That's why when you say Shakti or Prana in this yoga perspective, nothing is lifeless. Nothing is lifeless. What you see is a lifeless energy, but you cannot say it's lifeless. It's then another dimension of the vibration of Prana, which you call lifeless. What you can call living being in a different manifestation, the dimension of Prana. So here also, as you can see, we talk about before, kind of like vacuum cleaner here, plugging it and running. Anyhow, it's there, staying as a Shakti, potential and kinetic. Prana. is a living being or non-living? Let's discuss this for a while. Everything around us living, we cannot say it's non-living, because we cannot refer what is living and what is non-living. If the prana is covering us, and in this perception, you cannot disrespect anything in this world. You cannot, anything in this creation, you cannot disrespect. You cannot hit anything with your feet, because everything is energy. Everything is like what is hidden in you and hidden in those things also. For example, a stone, you cannot even kick a stone with your feet, because you and it is in the same state. That is manifestation of another form of prana, but you are manifesting yourself in this body. You and it is in the same state. There is no caste, no differentiation. So in this way, you cannot say, just let alone, hurting any worm or ant or something. You cannot even kick a stone, because everything is in this universe is living. Because everything is energy. What is hidden in you, what is hidden in the stone, in the soil, in the air, enters with the breath, which comes into contact with the sun, which comes in contact with water. Everything is here, is one energy. So you cannot even hurt any animal, any small living creature. Let alone that, you cannot even, touch or kick with your foot, stone or something. Because everything is energy. That thing is also hiding an energy within. So soil in our culture also said Mother Earth. Why is that? Because it's the potential Shakti in its own. Because you cannot say it's non-living. Water is also not non-living. It's a living. Water is potential. That's why the source of prana Shakti. But it shows itself in human body. The water we are drinking, as we are living beings, contains 70% water in our body. Another manifestation of prana in another form. The contact which I am involved with the sun. I'm getting vitamin D from sun, heat, warmth. When its storage is in fire or also in the sun, that is potential prana. Prana, potential energy, Shakti. But when it comes into contact with, interacts with the blooming flowers, plants, a human being, a form of manifestation in prana. So the moving air around us, actually also prana Shakti. We can consider as prana is in the four elements also. In Turkish, we saw nefes for prana. In Hebrew, nefsh. In Arabic, nafs. So these words are all together refer to prana. So main name is prana. So four elements: water, soil, fire. All these four elements is in abstract form is a prana, prana Shakti. How it shows itself layer by layer in the body. It's nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide. So these are the names for the how the prana is showing itself in the body. I'm not saying prana is only air or breathing. It's also food. As an example, I'm saying making a connection on behalf of it. So the food that will not eat, so how it can be prana? We have to take in our body these kind of materials. So it's not possible. Prana is not possible. I'm just telling you the prana doesn't mean breathing. I mean the food itself is prana. Every food you eat, prana. Water you drink, prana. The sun you see, prana. Put your house, or that fire is also prana. The words we are talking about, prana, because it comes out of energy. Every thought you have is also prana. Everything is input and output of energy. And the result is finally energy equals the energy, aka prana. So the first vibration is single vibration. And the science of yoga, let's say your energy management is trying to teach you how you do prana management. It's called pranayama. Technically, it's breath control, but not only that's why there are no breathing exercise in yoga as a way of life, how to eat. It's not only breath control. The yoga is also teaching you how to eat, how to a lot of information, what you need to eat, how do you need to sleep, how you control your breath, but you are controlling your breath, but you are eating garbage. That's not the way of it. So there is no information actually. You have to be aware of how you speak, how should your voice tone should be, like which tone you should speak, because the words and voice is also itself prana. I'm trying to say prana is not only energy or breathing, everything is prana. How to think, so meditation is help for that, because your thoughts themselves are just another form of prana management. uh, in this sense, actually it all comes together. When we call a prana energy in the body, its input is just a breathe, but vayu means here, I will show you. Vayu means current flow. It's categorized by ancient texts. They gave subtitle on the liver and heart, and the one that support the construction, it's called riddle prana also here. The energy that support the reproductive and excretory functions called here apana. Apana. The energy that support the reproduction, your metabolic change in the middle part of the body that work for the digestion, stomach, all these things. It represent by fire, because fire has a transformation, as you know. It's called samana. Here, words, mouth, throat. So you can say as a nervous system also called as udana. The one who relates them all together called Vyana. All of them we call the circulation as Vyana. Sometimes we do what we need to do, and why we do it with this terminology, which is the categories on these 5 basic functions. And basic names are all Hatha Yoga. This is another picture to show detail actually. Here I can show. So this is when you see an explanation not only for a human being, but also for the microcosmos universe. How does the universe exist? It says over everything. Everything is different. That is a vibration of energy, which is what we call a different density or a different high vibrational state, which we call more solid. The thing we call ice, for example, the less vibrational state of atoms. When you say gas, the faster movement by moving further away from each other's with higher temperature. So matter, actually, in the five elements, it's created this form in the last vibrational material, name of which you can communicate with the 5 visible sense also. It's called here Vyana, Udana, Prana, Samana, Apana. So it's explain everything. But if you go to slightly higher vibration of it, you cannot see it from solid to liquid, liquid to gas, the plasma that you heat. You cannot see it anyway, but if you go deeper, pure abstract energy is already in physics, the pure vibration. In this sense, managing the electricity in the body, that is prana management. Prana management is essential. So prana, why it's so vital, and you have to also learn pranayama. If we give an example of the electric current in the body, the right and left hemisphere of the brain, here you can see.